Maybe. Muted, you guys. I could hear everybody's microphones from before, so let me unmute you. Hold on, stay by. I also had the wrong. I swear, you guys. I swear, the first thing I do is change the thumbnail in Restream before I go live, and for some reason, it keeps putting the like previous month's or previous week's thumbnail up. So I apologize for that, but I think I fixed it while the credits were rolling here. The theme song.
Oh, okay,
I have
cool.
no idea why my camera is not showing again.
Yeah, we don't see you. We can hear you.
Well, you could try hopping off and then hop back on.
Yeah, try that. Try that. Well, while you're doing that, we'll introduce you guys. We got Trayton McCain here, and we're super excited. They're going to be back in just 1 second. We're going to hit the new moon forecast. Thank you for your patience last week. We got to run the helical phases workshops. You guys can get a feel for what the private workshops actually look like. I mean, they're free to the public, but the replays are only usually available for members, for ISAA members. You can find out more about the ISAA, International Sidereal Astrology Association, at siderealinternational.org or .com or .net. Any of those are probably going to work for you. And you can also find out about some of our upcoming events. We have, let's see, we got the Chakras and Astrology coming up.
I'm excited for that one.
Sometime next, the 20th, I think, of June. Yeah, 20th of June.
Yes.
Fran Arnett, she's got one that we're going to be scheduling in August. Super excited about that. We also, you guys, have let me pull up let me see if I can pull up the page. No, I better not. I don't want to mess up my screen. The Sidereal Astrology Conference is coming up. Who do we got? We have Kenneth Bowser. I think we got Barry Rosen. We got Gary O'Toole.
Fran Arnett. Yes. Elif.
Yeah, Elif's going to be there for that one too. And then who else do we have?
I just had it up.
Dr. Rumen Kolev's going to be there. So you guys definitely want to check that out. We're going to have lots of cool giveaways, lots of free giveaways and stuff too. So registration's free. This may be the last year that it's free. So definitely check that out. Link is in the description.
This is the first time we're going 2 days. So this is going to be awesome. It's a full weekend of cool stuff going on, guys.
Yeah.
So check it out.
Yeah.
Can't make it Saturday. Make it on Sunday.
Heck yeah.
Make plans. Yeah. Mark it on the calendar.
And you guys, just so you know, hold on, I'm doing stuff in the back end. If you're not already an ISAA member, you are completely missing out because we already have hours and hours of awesome exclusive recordings. We also have a massive PDF library that Nikki keeps getting lost in, I think, is doing lots of
I do. You guys, I tried to sit and write, and I got squirreled. I like, oh, look at this. Oh, look at this. Next thing you know, it's like 4 o'clock. And I'm like, oh, and I just got sucked into like ancient myth. Like it's awesome.
Yeah,
awesome. Oh, I love when that happens. It's like flipping through the channels and you keep finding a new story.
Yeah. Well, guys, we just we just had the new moon. So the new, if we're going Mesopotamian time, it was like yesterday because that was when the first crescent, I think it was yesterday when it was, it might have been the day before yesterday when it was visible. So like we just hit it. So we are going to take a look at the new moon forecast. Let me see here before we do that. What was I trying to, just want to double check my stuff over here still going so I can babysit it. Trayton, if you can't get your video working, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. We heard you coming in loud and clear. At least I think we did, Nikki. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll make it work, and like don't stress about having to keep jumping off and jumping back on. It's not a big deal. We'll blame restream. It can be glitchy sometimes. So.
It can be. Yeah.
Yeah. So with that, let's see. We got the
we got the sun moving into Taurus and Mercury.
Yes.
We've got the new moon Ceres is over there too. I saw Ceres over there.
What day let's see, I think it was the 17th, right? 17th.
16th, 17th, something like that.
Yeah, right about there. Okay. Yeah. So we had that conjunction with we have Sun, Mercury, Moon, new moon right on top of the Pleiades. Sounds like you're feeling a little bit of that this
the aggression. I feel like it's everywhere though. I mean, it's been kind of this vibe where people are feeling it, you know. I thought it was like it was like a couple days ago when I started noticing people are driving crazy. I'm like, God, it must be Mars. You know, it must be all these things. And then I looked at the map and I looked at the sky and I was like, oh, it's the Pleiades. It's
which is Mars, which is basically Mars.
Yeah, the weapons of era, right?
Yes. So if you guys aren't aware, the Pleiades in mythology, in Mesopotamian mythology, were they play a bunch of different roles, but namely they're very terrifying weapons of the god of war known as Nera in Sumer or Era in Babylon. And they were, if you can imagine a comet that is breaking up, a giant asteroid or something, and it's breaking up in the atmosphere and it's raining down fire and death and destruction. That's how they're described. Now, I think there's a good reason for this. I think that the torrid meteor shower has probably been responsible for some really cataclysmic events. And so this area of the sky may have some negative associations, just that alone. But either way, these do, and you can see this both in natal astrology and in transits. The Pleiades are a more aggressive, so kind of some of the more stereotypical Mars traits that we hear about in astrology, some of the darker stuff, the more aggressive stuff, they definitely got that going on. Now, the good news is when the moon's swinging through there, it tends to soften some of that, but the new moon's not going to soften it because nobody's going to see it. But the good news is, obviously, the sun should be softening it because we can't see it because of the sun. But that said, we're astrologers and we do astronomy here. I don't know. I don't know what anybody else is doing out there, but we do astronomy, in which case we know because we have the ability to know that the sun is over there conjunct, and so that new moon is going to be right smack on top of the Pleiades. So it's like activating some of that Mars energy. So
yeah, a little bit of that aggression. I've been seeing it, a little bit of that. I saw as the sun was moving closer to Uranus too. This new moon was beginning. I was telling you, I really saw the relationship themes and patterns with people. So I kept getting people coming into my Star and just telling me everything, and I was like, wow, I'm so glad I don't have any of those issues now. It's been really awesome. I mean, in hindsight anyway, but it's been bringing up a lot of emotional stuff for people, and seeing where the full moon is going to land. I think it might be a little bit emotionally volatile. The Taurus kind of slows things down. Yeah, and then we got Venus going into Gemini. I was just reading about the Venus omens. When she is in between the great twins, like look out.
Looks like our full moon's going to be pretty close.
Yeah, right on it.
Aries.
I mean, it's going to be super emotional. So like December 3rd, I think it was that lunar cycle, is we had the opposite. It was Sun on Antares, the full moon. I don't remember. I just know there was some Antares Aldebaran action going on, just like we're going to have coming up. And then we had the big release of like the Epstein files, all of that information dump that came out. It was kind of, it meant something globally, to everybody. So kind of exposed a lot of really sick and crazy, awful things. So, I mean, can we expect almost like close to the same thing? Maybe. I mean, we have the activation going on, but we can save it for more closer to full moon time. But seeing how this new moon is already seeding and developing, I mean, it's kind of like a slow burn. It's kind of like a slow burn, but not that bad. I mean, I think I see people becoming more motivated to get shit done, more motivated to take control of their lives and where they want to go and what they want to do. I mean, I can see that with Venus and what is she touching Auriga? What is that? She was kind of Venus.
Yeah. Yep, right there between all four, this very sensitive place in the sky.
Yeah, it is. Didn't it used to be like the shepherd's hook? It was like a hook right there.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's about leadership and like direction. And I think they I don't know, older images showed like a dude in a chariot, I thought. But
like the Western images, you mean?
Maybe, I don't know. I was reading a lot. I've been reading a lot, so it gets all like, yeah.
Drayton, can you hear us? Are you there?
And
okay. Yeah,
wait,
hear me? Yeah, we can hear you. It's doing that thing which my mom's phone loves to do, where right in the first like syllable or two that you say, like it's not really there, but then it pops back in. So it's just a mic sensitivity, but we can hear you just fine. Okay. If you have headphones, it might kick that, like it might fix that problem, but don't feel like you have to go run and get some or something. It's not a big deal. Like we can hear just fine.
Right next to me.
Okay.
Yeah, I could. Yeah.
Yeah, try that. Sometimes it's a mic sensitivity issue. So everybody out there, we're already a few days into the new moon. So you got to let us know how so far this new moon's been treating you, what you think we have on the agenda here for the cycle. So Nikki, what do you think we can expect then for like, just the overall vibe for this month? You think mostly sensitivity?
Oh God. Yeah. I think when it starts out like this, it's just it's just a little messy, just a little messy. I think a lot of people don't like the position that they're in right now. You know, Uranus, I think, has a huge influence and, you know, themes of like equality and, you know, those types of things. I think they're playing a huge part in how people feel about, you know, their way of life right now. It's changing, and there's definitely no going back to the way things had been previous. So, you know, I think people are realizing it, that, you know, things are changing. It's a process, and it comes with like acceptance, you know, and maybe a little mourning, a little like, oh man, like the shit is different. So get ready, buckle up, you know, because the world is completely different. We now have all of these new systems and technologies that they're testing right now and experimenting with right now. And a lot of people are worried about their jobs. They're worried about, you know, having to sacrifice resources for technology, you know, with data centers and everything. But yeah, I mean, it's been quite a wake up call the past few cycles. It's just been intense, you know, intense cycle after intense cycle. And if you're looking at the whole world and you're looking at like what it is we need, you know, we're taking in and what we're learning. I mean, I think people are gonna want to take a little bit more time to ready themselves and prepare themselves, you know, for the future. I think they're going to take a look at what's happening and maybe change their direction, change their path. Maybe they don't want to use technology as much, you know, maybe they're like, you know what, I'm done with the social media feeds. I'm done with like my phone running my life, or my work, you know, running my life, you know? So, oh no, what happened?
What?
I see Chelsea, I'm sending.
We were just talking about, I don't know if poison sumac, Chelsea said, I had a very aggressive, torturous, and terrifying situation going on with poison sumac. I'd normally insert a nice swear word here, but I'm the first person to comment, so crap. Right before we got on the call, we were talking about itching and
yeah.
Is poison sumac, is that itchy? I'm assuming that one's itchy, right? I've never had. I've got poison ivy.
Terrible.
On accident, one of my cats drug it in and like rolled on the bed, and then I got it from the like on the bed. But otherwise, that was the only time. And I've spent a lot of time in the woods, stung by a lot of stinging nettles. I don't want any of that though.
It must have spread around. Shit.
I have my headphones in. Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah. You fixed it.
Okay, great.
Trayden, what do you got for us this month? How do you see it going down?
So for me, I got through with finals and stuff,
Congratulations,
and all that whatnot. Love that. Got one more semester to go. But as in terms of how I feel, like globally, like what's going on, yeah, it's still really upsetting. It's still really like kind of just really disparaging. But then like I feel like a kind of like consolidation whenever I think about like how it's like if I'm like going through like some really because there's still stuff that I'm thinking about personally in my own life in regards to like the astrology and stuff, and then I think about like all the other stuff that's affecting like people in the world, such as their job security, their environmental issues, however many there might be, and even stuff going on with technology and stuff too. Like, you know, it helps me kind of like just realize like, okay, we're like not the only ones going through this, you know. We're not the only ones like seeing a crazy thing happening here. But it's just like the new moon, I honestly have to say it's one of the more peaceful days of this month. The 16th, that was definitely one of the more peaceful days because a lot of people were graduating too also. So I mean, like a lot of people resolved a lot of things and they're getting ready to plant seeds and new intentions for future endeavors. So yeah, I mean that's great, but like also at the same time, I'm still thinking about Saturn and Pisces, Jupiter and Gemini. What has that been meaning? What conversations have that been bringing up still? And I'm still thinking about like how like yeah, people are setting intentions for like a new beginning in regards to their finances, their stability, their peace, and even their artistry. I know that was the case for me because I mean, like, I'm an artist, so it was, and also at the time of the new moon, I was drawing some things, but I was struggling because I couldn't get any ideas out. It was like it was a frustration. So not only was it like a physical agitation of my skin, like, itching and stuff, but also just like an agitation of my own mind, which the moon is the inner mind to anyway. So, there's that. But like, yeah, that new moon, I just decided to do, because I was really trying to do an astrology drawing. I was really trying to like just like see if I could draw like an energy out, like just by feeling the vibes, right? Just by feeling the vibes. And then I was like really like kind of internally being like, oh, I can't, like, why can't I just think of something that just sticks, like it that just makes sense? But then I just decided that I was like, okay, I don't think Taurus placements would put themselves to this type of hell. So let me not do this. Okay, let's just
Yeah.
relax. Let's just relax for a bit so we can
Yeah.
actually understand what's going on, because
Yeah,
it's
take it
it's happening at
easy.
yeah, it's happening. It was happening in my 11th house. So I was also thinking about friendships and networking and all the other type of stuff. And then I even thought about like, why do I even make art? Is this even worth it anymore? Like, I was thinking about a lot of critiques that I had this semester and how I felt like, my art wasn't really being received well, or wasn't really being looked at with sincerity. And so it really made me like go on social media, and I was like, okay, I'm looking at all these other people and they're getting all these views, they're getting all this, attention. Like, I'm noticing that like when it comes to some of my peers, like, it seems like people have a lot more to say when it comes to the stuff that they make. But then like for me, it feels hard to even get people to like say anything. Then I have to think about the negative emotions that kind of went with like what was this need to have like this appraisal, this notice, this kind of attention that isn't bad, by the way, mind you, it isn't bad.
Yeah,
But
no,
like,
it's
I
not
was
wrong to want like validation. It's not wrong to be like, hey, can I get a like throw me a bone once in a while, like I'm fishing for some
yeah,
compliments. Yeah, I hear you. Shit, I used to post my
yeah,
hair
but
photos all the time, and I would see it get like 3 likes. I'm like, but I've never been popular on social media, so it's okay. I've given up
Well,
on
I
the
mean, it's
whole
just I thought
idea.
about it from like a career perspective, because I was still, because 11th house, like, all the other
Yeah.
type of stuff, like you're still
Oh
also thinking
yeah.
about career things even in that sense. And so like I was also thinking about like, okay, like how do I, because I want to be an animator, but like how do I, actually go about it? Then I started internally going through all of those things related to Jupiter and Gemini, Saturn and Pisces. On the Jupiter and Gemini side of things, asking myself so many question, because Gemini is a very questionnaire type of energy,
Oh
and
yeah.
Jupiter is an expanding planet, but it also focuses on philosophy and higher knowledge. So I was really thinking to myself like, okay, it is true that I cannot just sit over here and just wallow in my own like despair and not try to put work out there. I cannot give up, even if it feels like I don't have anything that feels good or sticks or anything else. I have to put the work out there so that way it can be viewed. Because, on the Saturn and Pisces side of things are coming to an end, like we said already. Things are
Yeah.
coming to an end, and things
That
are slowly being weeded out. They're being taken out, they're being destroyed. So that way, when Saturn and Aries comes about, we can actually lay the groundwork. Because I won't say it'll just be a new world, but I'll say it's going to be a new world once we lay the groundwork, at least, to what do we want to see in our environments? What do we want to see in our lives? What do we want to see in our futures? And it's like, I also thought about like how, wow, a lot of other people who are just doing stuff, they're not even thinking about like, is this good enough or whatever? They're just putting it out there. And some people stuff low-key looks like crap. And I'm just, no shade, but it low-key looks like crap. And I'm just thinking to myself, you know what? I need to actually have a little bit more gumption. And I feel like that's also something else that a lot of people really needed on this day. I feel like it was on the 16th, it was a really good day. And the days after that, some really good days to really kind of reflect on like, okay, like, you know, when it comes to Taurus, like the stability, right? What do I need to be stable? What food do I need to be stable? Because we're also talking about food. What do I need to consume? What do I need to read? You know, like, and also too,
all of those
on
things. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. But
No, it's fine. Yeah, like that's what was coming up, and then also too, like again, Jupiter and Gemini is also this overconsumption of a lot of news and media and information, and so it's like the remedy that I've been thinking over this month of May, and also really just like ever since April, was really like, okay, if you're going to consume information, let it be some good information, because it's like, why are we sitting over here consuming so much of this doom and gloom and then just scrolling and scrolling continuously? We need to like actually direct this towards making a post about something, making a story about something, making artwork related to that thing, maybe to vent or maybe to cope with something going on, or even just talking and reaching out to other people that you trust and you love dearly. Because I think like a lot of times we consume all this information in these times right now, which is really dangerous because it's overstimulating all of us, and it's like completely making us all go into overdrive, and we're just getting heated up and frustrated even more because there's so much to take in all at once, but we're not consuming the good information, which is, when was the last time you watched a television show you really liked? When was the last time you read a good book? When was the last time you watched something that made you laugh? It's like we have to incorporate these other things back into like our body to
instead of the
deal
doom
with the present
scroll.
moment.
Yeah, because we're too into our tech. I mean, we're trained. We're pretty well trained to sit and doom scroll. I mean, most people, I know, are like, I'm one of them. I'm not any different. I get stuck on reels, or I'll get stuck on YouTube shorts. I mean, my God, it's a trap. We were just talking about it yesterday, how even just sitting down to pick out a movie and watch a movie turns into, oh, I didn't even watch it. I was just like scrolling through my phone the whole time. So like how we operate in the world, I think, is coming into question. Like how we decide we want to be human.
I'm telling you guys, that's a very big part of this Neptune Saturn conjunction Pisces. I've been saying it, I think, for the last couple of years.
It is.
I'll keep saying it.
Keep saying it.
I really do think that's exactly what it shows. It shows. So Neptune, I found, and I'm sorry if you guys watch the show regularly and you already know about this, but I found it to be a technology, communication, very much an Enki type of energy. You know, the craftsman, the higher societal, more cultured knowledge and wisdom and whatnot, but it ends up reflecting technology and technological advancements. And when you take that and you combine it with Saturn, which happens every so often, it's not like the biggest thing in the whole world. Saturn is very much a societal, like right here in the material world, you know, like what are we doing? How is society functioning? Yeah. And then you take those two things and all right, now we have a technological event, but it's happening in the Western fish of Pisces, which is a traditionally very spiritual, very like it's right there
Abby.
under. Yeah.
No, wait, no, keep going, because I had a question about that, because I was really researching all of the Sumerian constellations and stuff. But keep going.
Okay. So right there under the square of Pegasus, which is the Abzu. Now the Abzu, if you guys aren't familiar, it is, if you talk to an Assyriologist, they're going to tell you it's the watery abyss under the ground. Okay, but the trick to this is everything under the ground or on the ground on Earth is also reflected in the sky, and the Abzu is reflected in a constellation known as the Field, which is, if you actually look at it, it looks like a watery square, the way that the it's shaped and everything. So anyways, this is important because the Abzu is a place of creation. Now, if we use if we use some other terms that maybe they didn't speak of, so their concept of creation of the entire universe was based on water. Whether it was the fresh water, the masculine fresh water, or the feminine salt water, they describe the birth of the gods and the universe and the cosmos as water. So whenever we're looking at water symbolism, especially celestial waters, and namely in the ABBEY, we're looking at cosmic creation. So this part of the sky is not just on its own a creative and technological place, but it's also spiritual. So you take these two planets, Neptune and Saturn, and you stick them on there, okay, like a tight, okay, like this very, very tight conjunction. And what it does is it forces humanity to have to make this choice between, like, do we want to move forward more technological and go all in, like post transhumanism, like we're basically cyborgs, or do we want to start pulling away? And that's one of the things that I said, I've been saying for a while, is that people are going to start pulling away from technology. It's not that they're ever going to stop using technology, but they're going to want to start what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of pulling it out of their whole being. Like we got real sucked in to technology, and some people still are, and there's no end in sight, right? And those people are probably I mean, I don't know that there's any coming back from it at this point. You got your Neuralink chip inside of your brain.
Oh God,
yeah.
like I mean, only if I absolutely have to, if it's going to save my life.
Sure. And I'm sure that's how it all starts out. Like in the beginning, it starts out they're trying to give you eyesight, but eventually it's this way. You can just scroll with your eyes. You don't even have to use your mouse anymore. That's what it's eventually coming to.
Know,
but you also see, like right now, I think it's very interesting, this outcry. And I hate to go political with it, you guys. It's really hard doing astrology to not talk politics when you're talking about like global forecasts and stuff, because that's just a part of what it's a part of. Originally, that's also what it was about, was like politics and the country and everything. So this outcry against data centers, and people, we see it like people, no, we'd rather have fresh water, we'd rather have electricity, we'd rather have like our basic stuff. And keep nature intact, then go into like this life-sucking dystopian nightmare where the whole planet is just covered in these data centers and stuff. But I see that as a reflection of this break finally with technology, where people are like, wait a second, it's stealing our humanity. And I say humanity, and not just like just human beings. I mean like our connection to nature and the natural world. So I see this kind of, everybody talks about, Christians do it a lot in the Christian community. No offense if you're a Christian out there, but they always talk about this like battle between good and evil. I don't know that it's so much that right now. I mean, I guess you could look at it that way. I don't really believe in good and evil in the traditional sense, but it is very much a nature versus, machine. I think that's where we're looking at right now. And it's an interesting time to be alive. I thought about this too the other day. I think about it a lot, and I know I've talked about it on the show before, but like you could have picked any time in human history to be born. And you picked right now, like one of the most amazing transitions that humanity's ever gone through. And you think about it too, like if you believe in reincarnation, just think about how many, and we kind of touched on this last time on the call too, not last week, but the week prior, because I was talking about like these people who incarnate into saints, and somehow that's supposed to be like, you've earned this after many, many lifetimes. But it's like, dude, anybody can go. Do you know how easy it would be to like go live in an ashram somewhere and just meditate for like 8 hours a day and have your little devotees bring you food and touch your feet and like worship you as a god? Like that's some like basic level, you don't
learn a whole lot. Like
like what are you doing? And I'm not saying that's not cool. That's great, but like anybody can go check out from humanity and just go like meditate all day. Like the real challenge is being here in the material world and doing that stuff. But sorry, Trey, I was stepping on you. What were you gonna say?
Well, no, I wanted to make sure y'all can hear me again, because
yeah.
Oh, did you get kicked off?
Is it clear? Is it clear audio?
Yeah, it sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and about the Pisces constellation. So yes, I also want to talk about the Great Swallow, the great swallowtail, the field, and the Lady of Heaven. I wanted to like ask about that because I was really interested in that. Like Saturn is still kind of like in the, I mean, like, okay, I guess it's in maybe the field too, but like it's still also like a little bit, well, no, it's past it now. It's past it now. But what does like the great swallow, like kind of swallowtail bird, like mean in terms of like forecast, like astrology forecast? Like what would that signify?
Well, there's a ton of mythology embedded in swallows anyway. So whether it's a swallow or a dove, and there's ambiguity in there with the names and everything. But on the one hand, these birds were associated with water because they lived, swallows and both doves and just birds in general. Like they all lived near the water. That was a source of life and bounty and blessings. So it's a very it's related to prosperity and fertility, bounty, just like good times, just like love and joy and bliss and all of the wonderful stuff. There are additional meanings with the tails of the swallow, which some think are actually code for the chords of Pisces, though we don't know for sure. There's some ambiguity there, but there's anytime we're dealing with rivers, we're dealing with knowledge, creation, karma, the cosmic waters, like we were talking about before. There's also connections to spiritual bonds, but it's a very intense part of the sky, but not as far, you guys, and I'm just being honest with you, I don't know offhand of any negative associations, at least with this fish of Pisces, which is in this image you can see here, the bird. So I know.
Any
negative? Go ahead. Oh, what were we saying?
I was saying I wouldn't imagine anything negative with it anyway, because I would kind of see it as like an angelic type of energy, like a very serene energy. So yeah. I mean, I'm not just saying that just to be blowing smoke up your ass.
No, I know.
I know some people who are actually born with placement on that side of Pisces, so that's why I'm saying that.
Yeah, there's a humanitarian aspect to it too, and I say humanitarian. It's depending. So somebody born right now with Saturn in this fish of Pisces, or somebody like 30 to 60 years ago, whenever you had your solar or your Saturn return. Those people, their careers are very much tied up with like making a difference in the world around them. They have a compulsion. They don't always understand where it comes from, where they want to make the world a better place. Now, sometimes it's not actual people. Sometimes it's animals. Sometimes it's the earth. But it's definitely this very altruistic drive that they have to improve the world around them, as opposed to being, coming from more like somebody with Saturn in Cancer. Like your career needs to be more self-oriented. Like you need to be the star of the show on some level, because you're an orchestrator, you're the creator of that situation. But this is a little bit more on the self.
That's what I've been saying. I've been saying that, yes, because you just called me out. But yes, I've been saying that. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It definitely has to be like fulfilling for me in a way, and I have to be like being like the one in, because like I love Saturn and Pisces too for this other reason too, because I think like when it comes to the feminine signs in the chart and stuff, it's like, everyone keeps on being like, oh, yeah, Aries is a leader. Yeah, Leo is a leader. Yeah, Sagittarius is the leader. All these people, I'm like, they're not the ones who are responsible for creating the entire universe. Hello, like
right.
Cancer, Pisces, Scorpios, thank you.
More like composer energy, like composing the orchestra, directing the energies instead of creating. And
Trayton, where's your Saturn? Is your Saturn
yeah, it's in Cancer.
Your Saturn's in Cancer. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
At the beginning. So for Sumerian astrology, it would be past because I already know the calculator that is used for Western Sidereal. Like I don't use it, but I already know it's gonna like still place it in Gemini.
So
But
probably like right here, like close to where Jupiter's at right now.
well, I
Closer?
know. Well, I was about to say the star that it was past already.
Oh, okay.
Because yeah, the way that I kind of do it is that like the last star that's visible in any constellation means that like once we go past that one, the very last one, well, at least the one that is on the path that the planets and the sun and the moon are on, at least like, that intersect. Once we pass that, then that's when we're out of the threshold of that energy. So the star that like it was past, because it was away from Kappa Geminorids like for quite a while, and that's just a little tiny star that's like right below Castor and Pollux, that's like on the arm and stuff. So yeah, like it was past that point.
Okay.
Not where Jupiter, it's not where Jupiter is. It was past that point.
It's pretty. Yeah, it probably sounds like it's probably right around here.
Yeah, it's right there. Yeah.
That's
Okay.
still like a little bit of Gemini
Yeah, you still got that
energy.
Gemini energy.
Yeah. That's
I was
good
gonna say,
creative
'cause the
energy.
Sumerian,
That's
I was gonna say the Sumerian version of this, because I like to use I also use parazodiacal constellations too. And so like Canis Minor, for example, that's what I would use in place of, because like it's the only thing that's a bridge between Gemini and Cancer
Sure.
that is closest to the ecliptic. But I also know that like, from a Sumerian perspective, it was called the Lesser Twins, and it was associated with Lugal. I'm gonna butcher these names. I'm so sorry.
I can't even remember what their names were.
Oh yeah, I just read them and I pretended I knew what they said, so I can't help you either.
You could try to say them out.
Yeah.
Come back to me. Hold on, let me see here.
But I also
if you still call them Castor and Pollux,
these dudes right here, these guys.
Yeah, the bearded
ones. What's actually so interesting about them, the reason why I associate that constellation with Cancer energy overall is because the star that was rising when I was born was Gomesa. And Gomesa is called the bleary-eyed one. And also, too, from an Arabic astrology perspective, it was a star that was about a girl who was crying because her brother went away on this trip or whatever. Now, I'm getting the story of that like very murky, but the overall gist is there was a girl who was crying, and she was like crying because her brother was going away on the trip. Like, it's just something I read off of, I think Constellation of Words or Words of Constellation, that site.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But
Constellation of, I know which one you're talking about. That's a good website.
Okay, great.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's why I associate it with Cancer energy, because I was like, okay, yeah, that's like that goes hand in hand with what Cancer sign is. So I include Canis Minor in the sign of Cancer, and also too because learning about Vedic astrology and everything, like even though I don't do Vedic astrology, I am really fascinated with the way that like before, when I was getting into it last year, I didn't know that it had anything to do with like parasodiacal constellations as well. Like I didn't know, like for example, nakshatras like Marigashira or Ardra or Aslasia, these are not like stars within like any of the ecliptic constellations. They're the parasodiacal ones. So I'm pretty sure y'all already know, but Marigashira is the deer's head, but that is Lambda Orionis. It's also known as Mesa, for English speakers and stuff. And it's that little nebula that's at the top of Orion, and then Ardra is just Betelgeuse. And Aslasia is literally just the Hydra constellation. So, I also I like to use those other constellations because I feel like it gives a good, decent amount of information. Then again, I have to like look up a bunch of people who are like, born at specific times. Like, it's literally funny because I will literally pull up Sky Tonight Live, or I will pull up Stellarium, and I will literally just be going to a certain part of the sky where it's like this massive gap between two constellations that are in the ecliptic. And then I'll be like, okay, so who are the people born between this time? And what I notice is that a lot of people who have their sun, at least in that part of what I would call Cancer, you know, over the Canis Minor constellation. They're very like, you know, because Canis Minor, at least also in a from a Western perspective, is like the Tunisian fox, or it's a dog. It's also been called a cat sometimes. So you know, I'm like, I would say they're pretty, the people who are born there, pretty rowdy. But I would also say too, you know, these people, they're really they're really all about finding their dreams. They're really all about aspiring to, you know, what their dream life is. And I only found, or also too, they're always searching for something. That's also something else I noticed. And then like, as I like kind of looked through like all these mythological stories and stuff, I was like, I feel like I'm picking up on something here, because like, that's like, you know, one of the stars, again, like I said, Gomesa was one of the ones that was rising when I was born. Because from a Vedic perspective, I'm a Pushya ascendant, which is the star, which is really just the star, Delta Cancri, otherwise known as Acellus Australis. And I think it's also Tegman. I think that is Theta Cancri, I'm pretty sure. And then I think Beta Cancri, which is also just Tarf, is also a part of that nakshatra too. But um, but since the only thing that was rising on the horizon out of the Cancer constellation, when it came to when I was born, it was literally just the star Iota Cancri. Iota Cancri is the top star in Cancer. It's like the very um you know, it's the, yeah, you know, you already know. Anyways,
Like
but
right in between Cancer and Gemini, right? Or
no, I'm
between Cancer and Leo, right?
no, I'm saying like, no, I'm saying like the top star, as in a pole, like it's the one that's like pointing up, like, so like where Lynx
In
is, like,
Cancer.
yeah, yeah,
So
like
like right.
not like, I'm not, yeah, you know.
Yeah, like yeah, like coming up over here. Yeah.
Yeah, and so Iota Cancri was barely even like, you know, rising all the way, but it was still there on the horizon. But it was really Gomesa. And so when I was reading that story about that girl, I was like, wow, I really relate in a lot of ways, and particularly in the way where it's called the bleary eyed one. I'm like, people always keep on telling me how much it looks like I'm gonna cry, even when I say I'm not, like, you know. So it's just like, you know, I noticed some things there. But also too, when I was looking at the story of the Tunisian fox and like the magical dog Laylaps and their, you know, contest to see, you know, like the if Laylaps could catch this, and this is a Greek story, by the way. I mean, I'm pretty sure you already know that, but it was responsible for catching the Tunisian fox Laylaps, which is supposed to be like the story behind Canis Major. And so, but the problem is that the fox could never be caught. It was never destined to be caught. And so what happened was Zeus, you know, froze the both of them in place and put them in the sky or whatever, because, you know, Zeus just likes to be doing shit. But, you know, what I took away from that story was that like in a lot of ways that actually did like challenge me to like be like, wow, I feel like I really want to just be honest, because I'm like, you know, there are times where it's like, yeah, I feel like I cannot be like caught at all, because it's like, you know, like, y'all, and keep this between us, you know, there's times where I like, I'm driving on the road and I, you know, run a red light, I don't get caught, you know, like
That was sneaky fox energy. I
or
love
there's
it.
times where it's like I'll get away with stuff that like, you know, you shouldn't really just be getting away with. And it's like, that's why I just think like there's something there, because I'm like, okay, I see this. Like I feel like there's some, just a little bit of something here.
I was
Um
just reading about the fox and the fox's role in the story of Enki and how do you say it? Ninhursag. Is that how you say it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
Ninhursag.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So, yeah, like, so she like basically poisons him because he's kind of a not good spouse. And she's just basically like, see you later. Have fun with that.
The fox?
And yeah, no.
Oh.
He was
Inky.
impregnating all of his descendants,
Yeah,
all
so
of his granddaughters and daughters.
she was like this, like she was basically like the world, and she's like, okay, I'm leaving because I have to let all of this stuff like grow now. Like it was just seasonal. And so she leaves, and he's like, oh, I miss her. Oh, she, like, my daughter looks just like her. Oh, I'm gonna fall in love with her. And realizes it's like not the same, and has all these kids. Well, he keeps doing it. She keeps coming back, and there's more kids. She's like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, this is getting ridiculous. So the last daughter's like, oh, I swear we're lovers. We're just like, I swore myself to him, you know? So she's like, okay, he's going down. So she takes the semen from the last encounter with their, you know, daughter, and creates these 8 plants that are forbidden. And he's like, forbidden? Okay. As he starts eating them, because he's got to know what they're about. And he gets so sick, and nobody can help him. Nobody. And the fox goes up to, I think, either Anu or Enlil, and was like, you know, if I can convince Ninhursag to come back and heal him, like, will you hook me up with, I don't know, something. He wanted something, I forgot, but he convinced her. He was able to actually convince her to come back. And I was like, wow. I was like all emotionally invested in this. I was like, I would have let him just rot, you know? And Abby was like, well, he, you know, basically has to worship her vagina if he wants to get better. And I was like, well, all right, well, you put it that way. If that's probably what it would take, I think. So.
Yeah.
That's, I don't know. So I got into it.
Oh,
yeah, the fox was, they related the fox, though, to Mars. So there was a whole bunch of references to Mars. And
where did you read that version?
That was a paper somebody wrote.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know. I have it on my phone.
Send it to me if you get a chance.
I have like 3 or 4 different devices with stuff on it right now. So I'll send it to you. I got it on one of them. Okay. I try not to work on my phone anymore. So speaking of like disconnecting from tech, like my phone is just for communicate, like phone stuff. I don't want to do work on it anymore. So it's inconvenient to change your routines up, but I'll find it. I'll send it to you. I promise.
Okay.
So, like, go back to like what Abby was saying about like my like Saturn and Cancer and stuff. I'm like, yeah, like that's why I'm like saying like, yes, I have to be like at the center, because like if I'm not, then unfortunately, I don't know. I still get a little bit scared, because I'm like, with me using Canis Minor as a constellation and stuff, I'm like, oh, but what if I get caught up in some scandal? I won't. Trust me, y'all.
Scandal.
But,
like, I know. I did. My whole life was one, and I didn't even know it. So scandal, scandalous. It's crazy. But there's a lot of like martial, like Mars energy in that area of the sky where Cancer is, where Gemini is, and Leo.
I mean, yeah, literally one of my favorite colors is red. Like I'm always have red. I love red. I love a good red. Okay.
Hell yeah, me too. Oh my god, my toes are red. I gotta do my nails. Yeah. Toes. But I was just reading about. I was actually just reading Gavin White's book, because I'm doing some research, and I have like tons of awesome books. And I sat down, I started to read it, and I'm like, oh my god, like, did I ever read this before? I felt like I was reading everything for like the first time. And it had been a while since I read it, but you know, in way back then, you know, Mars had his own city named Kuth, I think, Kutha, something like that. So, and it was in Iraq, and you know, up by the Euphrates, and they found little figurines of you know, the great twins, and they, you know, he had priests and priestesses that would pray for like, you know, the diseases to go away and like healing. And they would bury these little figurines to protect their homes, like around their doors and stuff. So like to the ancient people, like Mars was like really special. He wasn't like just God of war or anything like that. You know, he was a multifaceted, you know, god that had all of these different, you know, characteristics, and he wasn't just this mean old bastard who came around like starting war. He usually had to be talked into it, and you see that in all of the stories too.
I would also say from like in like from an East Asian cultural perspective, like specifically like from China, like yes, like yeah, Mars also had associations with people who were, you know, in charge of like keeping like shrines, for example, like groundskeeping, all that other type of stuff. So it like, yeah, it isn't, it's like you said, it isn't really like just a reckless energy. It isn't just like messy. It isn't just ready to fight just because, like, it fights for a reason, like, you know.
Yeah, that's more Venus when she loses her shit. Yeah, that's more her. Things get messy. She's like, if you don't give me that bull right now, I'm gonna raise the dead. Like, I'm just gonna fuck shit up. Imagine your daughter's telling you that, and you're like,
oh my,
fine. It's almost like handing the credit card over so she can go to the mall. It's like, you know, you're fucked, you know? Like, you just know you're gonna pay for it later. And then that's what happened. So yeah, it's Venus energy. It gets messy, I think.
Can I, you know what, though, in Venus's defense, I mean, Gilgamesh was kind of an asshole.
He was. Oh my God. Were him and Enkidu like a thing or what?
You know what?
Was that a Gemini reference, though?
It could be, but whenever I hear about him and Enkidu, I'm like, there's no way they weren't like, that wasn't a thing. But so if you guys don't know this story, well, first of all, Gilgamesh is a demigod. Supposedly he's like, you know, 9 feet tall or something. And a lot of people think that he might have been. There's a lot of cases of, you know, not an actual demigod, but like a giant, you know, because they think he was a real guy, unlike a lot of historical kings and stuff. But he was an asshole.
Yeah.
And he was doing, what do they call it? Prima nocta, I think, in Latin, which is the first night, which is basically when somebody gets married, you as the king get rights to the, you know, bang the wife first and stuff. So he was doing that. He was a dick. The people were like freaking out because he just was like not the greatest guy. So the gods, they prayed to the gods, and the gods found this wild man in the wilderness who is banging all the animals, okay? And his name is Enkidu. Yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
Oh, banging the animals.
Oh. So the story I read was a rated G version.
Okay, yeah. So this is yeah. So he's out there and he's doing it with he's shagging the sheep and the wild creatures or whatever. So they're like, well, this is like the perfect guy to be his companion, but we got to get him off of the field. we got to get him out of the wilds, and we got him to get him to hang out with Gilgamesh. So they get a cultic prostitute, which is you know, basically one of Inanna's priestesses or a sacred prostitute. Like, that's her job. I think she was a temple prostitute. In some of the stories, she may have just been a regular prostitute. I don't know. So anyways, they get her. And she goes, and the whole thing is like, well, he doesn't want to, Enkidu doesn't want to be in civilization because he's having a great time out there with the animals, you know. He's just he's hairy, he's naked, and he's just like running wild, right? So they're like, the only thing that will lure him into civilization is a good female. So they got one, you know, who is skilled in the arts of you know, men.
See, I read that part, you know,
the
6 days and 7 nights. And...
yeah, so she goes and shows him the way of like essentially missionary position is what she's showing him. And he's like all impressed. And so like, you know, they bring him, and basically that's how they civilized him. It was a woman who civilizes Enkidu.
He went back to the animals, though, like at first, and they were all scared of him after.
Well, yeah, that's what happened. He went back, and then they because he was doing it weird, you know, and they didn't want anything to do him after he started doing missionary. They're like, what's this about? You're not one of us. So they got rid of him.
Yeah, this was definitely, I read a G-rated version of this story. I love it. This is way better.
Yeah. Yeah,
What
so
is
then
this
so he starts hanging out with Gilgamesh, and they kind of he does settle him down a little bit, and it makes me that's where my mind always goes. It always goes there. It's like, okay, at the very least, but I understand that in a lot of heterosexual men, like you get like what from the outside might seem like, you know, they got a bromance, right? Like
Yeah.
they're not necessarily, at least they're not that anybody knows, but they still have like this deep love and affection. And we see this in a lot of different cultures too. So not so much in Western cultures, but like you go to I don't know, like a lot of places in Asia, like Japan's really bad, where like the females and males do not interact. There's not like a rule you can't, but they just don't. What is the word? I can't think of the word for it right now. And obviously in like a lot of different Muslim cultures and a lot of like Hindu culture too, like you don't really hang out with people of the opposite sex, like you hang out with your own. So I mean, obviously like emotional bonds do develop from that. But so getting back to the story, they do kind of settle down. So like what did they do? They went and they go and kill depending on they go kill the lion, the sacred who was guarding the cedar forest, either Huwawa or Humbaba, depending on the transliteration. And they go back and they're like, I might be getting this part of the story backwards, but basically they're like badasses now. They went and did this amazing feat. Well, only now is Inanna like, yeah, Gilgamesh, like I want some of that, you know? So then that's when she asks him like, hey, come and like marry me. And he's like, no.
hey.
You know,
but he doesn't just say no. You know, like he just
no, he doesn't just say no. He starts like
her.
he doubles down. He starts trolling her really, really bad, like telling her what is some of the things he says, like you're the shoe that bites the foot, or just like mean stuff.
He could have just said no.
Yeah, like, he could have said no, but instead he intentionally insults her because again, he's an asshole. He's not the nicest guy. So that's when she gets the bull of heaven. And anyways, it doesn't matter because the gods all got pissed anyways. And they cursed Enkidu, and they because of the Humbaba or Huwawa situation, they kill Enkidu. And then Enkidu is like, Gilgamesh is like freaking out because like heartbroken, distraught, ugly, crying, snot, like he is devastated, which again makes you wonder, right?
Yeah,
like
he stops taking care of himself, his beard's all
that
shaggy,
sounds a lot like
he lost his
his
love of his life.
Well, it was. I mean, it definitely was.
They said that too. They're like, you're gonna love him like a wife. Even his mom was like, you'll love him.
Yeah. So definitely had that going on. Which in this whole part, so I don't know if you guys see this part of the sky. This you can, while it is definitely rendered as the true shepherd of An or Anu in the Mulapin, you can also like get Gilgamesh out of this too. I think even later, like between depictions of Orion as like a Greek figure, we do have Gilgamesh represented up here. But you can, honestly, the story of Gilgamesh and Enkidu is perfectly represented in Gemini. You know, they're both warriors. They're both a little savage, and yet they come up with this this deep, deep bond, possibly a homosexual relationship. We don't know. I'm not gonna say like everybody who's got Gemini has that going for him. I wouldn't go that far. But there's definitely that same level of like deep love and affection.
Yeah, they were super connected. They were like matched. That's why the gods were like, they
were real brothers.
This will get this dude to calm the fuck down and leave the ladies alone. You know, that's what they were thinking. And even though they didn't say it. But what was really cool in the story I read is that they had, you guys ever see that movie They Live? And the two dudes have like the longest 18-minute fight ever. Well, that was like Gilgamesh and Enkidu, like when they first met. Because Gilgamesh was gonna like go bang the bride. And Enkidu was like, that's wrong. I know I'm just a man, like just figuring it out, but I know that shit ain't right. And he stood at the door. And then everyone's like, he wouldn't let him cross the threshold to go bang the dude's wife. So they fought for like hours and it was crazy. And then they like bonded over it. Because, I mean, eventually Enkidu was like, fine, you're the fucking king. But Gilgamesh knew. He was like, this is my person.
This is
it.
Yeah.
This is my guy. I've been waiting for something like this.
I think those relationships are probably very common, and nobody ever, like, just nobody talks about it. Nobody talks about it. But aside from the gay, you guys, it is worth mentioning that this whole part of the sky tells that story, and it tells it in an overlapping way, and you can see this with everything else. Like, everywhere you go in the sky, it's not one isolated constellation. There's multiple stuff. We got the Bull of Heaven, we got Gilgamesh and Enkidu, and if you start digging, you'll find other stuff in here too. You can see that some of the other good places. Hydra is a good one too. Hydra, the Bashmu serpent, right here with Cancer, the Bashmu serpent, related to reincarnation, related to the underworld. Obviously, the axis point to the underworld up here. You got burrowing magical animals, talismans and stuff. So, like, the whole sky is like that, and you can get, there's like so much meaning. I talked to this. I read someone yesterday, and it was obviously their first experience with this type of astrology, and she's like, you pulled out, and we only did a half an hour, you guys, and I talk fast. I'm like, okay, this is like the main stuff. She's like, you got so much information. I've had a bunch of astrology readings. You got so much information out of this. Like that's a lot of information. And that's the thing. Like, if you don't sanitize it and you're just like, oh, this part of the sky means these three things. It means the sun and Leo and fire, whatever it means. I don't know. But like, there's so much information in here. That's so what I'm
saying, Abby. That is literally what I'm saying. Like, I also get that response from people too, because while you mention the Hydra and stuff, I literally, oh my God, there's literally been so many times where it's like I have been trying to explain to these people, okay, what day were you born? Yeah, I was born August 11th. I'm a Leo. Well, actually, constellation wise, you would be over the Hydra constellation, which would mean that you are all about getting knowledge, seeking truth, seeking wisdom, spiritual wisdom, occultic things, and also here to address deception, lies, many unravelings of just falsities and false narratives, really just kind of just pegging at it. And they were like, oh my God, that is me. And I'm like, yeah, that is. And that's a period. So yeah, I've had that experience too.
Yeah. It blows people's minds.
Wait, would y'all say like people who are like kind of born, because I know the time period for it is like kind of the middle half of August, I would say. I think, yes. All up until of course the 17th. But would y'all say like, people who y'all know are like that, that do that type of thing?
I can't keep everybody's places straight. I don't remember most. I can't even. I have to ask Nikki right on the show sometimes. Like, oh, where's my this?
Where their ascendant is and where all their stuff is. But I mean, Hydra, I don't know. I don't really read. I know the influence is there, so I guess it depends on what's there. But like when I had met Abby for the first time and she did a reading for me, Hydra was part of it, and she was talking about like the shedding of identities and trying on different things and then shedding that and move. And I've had to do that a lot, like reinvent myself over and over again. So yeah, I mean, I'm getting used to.
I wonder. Wait.
Yeah, I'm getting used to like.
Wait, can I actually get y'all? Can I actually see like y'all's charts and stuff?
Yeah.
Like, if y'all could actually just give me your birth information, not trying to be a creep.
Oh yeah. I'm like the queen of cusps. Okay, like everything is right in between constellations. It's just kind of funny. So,
which I love like that because that means more interpretation.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a Capricorn moon. I'm pretty sure I'm a Capricorn moon. I'm mostly that. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. As much as I would love to lean more into the Aquarius side of things, I find I'm a little
That's why you can't stop. That's why I just can't stop, Nikki.
I know.
Well, my thing is, I think I have a solution for that because like a lot of times I feel like like yes, Aquarius and Capricorn do overlap, but like at the same time, I feel like things are only still in Capricorn if we, because like it's the last visible star, like at least you know when you're like looking on the sky chart and stuff is Delta Capri, and I'm just like, you know, if nothing passes through that star, I would say everyone who is like born before that is a Capricorn. So I mean, you know,
Yeah, I'm like
and
right
also
in between.
I don't really see the Aquarius. I don't really see the Aquarius in you.
I do. I see it.
Oh well.
I actually associate this fish side of Capricorn like the fish of Pisces. So if and that's how I read it. So if Nikki were to have her moon and over in this side, which I don't believe she does offhand, I would, that to me is just like having your moon in Pisces, which is very different than having your moon over here in the goat side, which is going to be technically a little bit more terrestrial, but it's also so like while the fish maybe has the water associations, creation and psychic ability and, you know, all that stuff, the goat side is more the maternal mother figure. This is the sustenance. This is the giver, the nurturer. This is the, even in Greek mythology, this
that's
is.
that's why I keep telling people. Wait, keep going, Abby. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just saying like that's in Greek mythology, like the she goat that nursed Zeus, you know, she's like adopting the children. And like goats all the world over to this day are associated with like feeding and taking care of infants.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely too loyal to
You're
things for way too long.
it is self-sacrifice. Think about like
Yeah.
maternal energy at its max. When you got a newborn fresh baby, right? Everything else you're ready to murder it if it gets anywhere near your infant, right? This is the type of energy that we're talking about right here. It's like I will give everything until there is literally nothing left to make sure that this person or this project or whatever it is that you love and care about, that it gets everything that it needs. And now a lot of times it ends up being to that person's detriment because they don't have boundaries. They don't know how to like be like, no, I got to take care of myself now. And so they end up becoming workaholics, or they obsess about, you know, like a romantic
Taking
partner, a relationship.
responsibilities. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like give until there's nothing left. That's why you see a lot of people with strong Capricorn go into the medical field and they end up burning themselves out because they just like push themselves to a different level.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I think my south node is in this portion of Capricorn, and I see a lot of that. This has been one of my struggles in life, is like, shut up, sit the fuck down, and just rest and chill out.
Yeah,
like that. And I've only figured it out like over the last maybe 5 years. Been like, okay, wait, there's value in rest. Like it's okay, you know?
Yeah, this new moon made me just a couple days before. I was like, look, things have to change because I'm burning out. I'm starting to really burn out, and I don't like it. So, you know, this new moon is in my 10th house. It's in my career house, you know, public house, and you know, I see that connection to home, and you know what, I'm actually doing less. The whole like point is to like work smarter and not harder. But how do you show up when you like are exhausted, burnt out? You know, you just can't. I don't know. You just can't keep dragging yourself through the day every single day and the same routines all the time, and nothing ever changes. Like I can't do that all the time. But I mean, I like routine and those things, but I don't know. It's self-care came up. So I'm doing a lot more self-care. Just little things, you know, exercise. I tried to self-care with food because I love food, you guys, and I picked all the wrong foods, and I'm paying for it. And I'm going to be paying for it now for a while. So
Me too, Nikki. Yeah. Me too. I'm trying my best though. Look, hey, something went wrong with like my insurance or whatever for like dental care. And so I've been like literally been like, okay, we're not gonna eat this, we're not gonna eat that, we're not gonna eat this, we're not gonna drink that, we're not gonna do that.
I'm cutting back on coffee too, because I can't go get my teeth cleaned.
Right, that's exactly what it is.
But yeah, I think like that's Taurus stuff, self-care, you know, we've talked about it. I was like talking to Abby on a different call, and it was like, okay, Venus is making me feel like I need to spend money. I was assuming I was gonna like win the lottery whenever I get like North Node like planetary action. I'm like, lottery. You're like, oh, something lucky, you know. But I mean, nothing bad. I mean, but it made me want to spend money, and I was like, ooh, knock it off.
Oh yeah. After like
Self-care
literally.
stuff, yeah, I could totally do self-care stuff. Oh,
Speaking of money, after I literally paid for my summer classes, because I do got summer classes, but they start in June. Which I mean, I'm ready for it anyway, because Jupiter is gonna go into Cancer, and I love that for me. Hey, but yeah, like literally after paying that, I was so insecure about money. I was like, man, I just feel like a failure. I'm like, fuck this stuff already. I'm tired of it.
I know. There's
But then
a lot
I
of
have to
days
remember. But then I have to remember, well, our president is literally sitting over here effing up, having a damn war in the Middle East that doesn't even need to be had, making gas prices rise. So I guess I'm really not that much of a failure. It's just everything is just going up.
This is the perfect time for a lot of people to take a look at the main themes happening in the world right now. And it is about
that's what I'm saying.
Resources, land. People aren't able to buy land anymore. We got giant corporations buying them up. The farmland's weird. They're spraying everything with poison. They've been doing this, but now it's becoming like detriment.
But
it's detrimental to humanity. We got people here in the country that can't even eat the food. I keep meeting them all the time.
Yeah, you are one.
Yeah, I am one.
So I'm gonna okay, because that actually like made me like think a lot like for a second. Because Nikki, oh my goodness, I have been literally trying to convince people like that I've been giving readings to pay attention to everything that has happened over the last 3 years, because every single time we keep having Saturn in Pisces, for example, it's the same damn thing always coming up. It's like,
I don't know, the whole like, guys, Uranus moved into Gemini. Like there's all these new things that are happening in modern astrology that aren't really real or happening, but it's how they make shit up to get to explain what the fuck is actually happening instead of looking at the goddamn sky.
That's what I'm saying. You know what? Actually, like, no, because I'm gonna get mad with you, because I'm tired of this whole Uranus and Gemini. Oh yeah, there's crazy shakeups around communication. Baby, it's because of Jupiter and Gemini. What are you talking about? That is Jupiter and Gemini. Jupiter is not just about being a good teacher, not just about philosophy, not just about higher education. It's also about indulging a lot of things that you probably shouldn't indulge in the first fucking place. So that's why I say. So that's why I say,
I love that. You're right.
Like, it's just like, oh my God, like it's literally because of Jupiter and Gemini, guys. No, it just couldn't be that. It couldn't be that at all.
For that one, I know everybody talks about Jupiter being expansive, which I don't understand what that even means. But
I think it's just it's almost like an NP connection where he likes to, make. It's very creative energy, I think. Well, it is connected to the sacral chakra, so I mean,
sometimes if I'm being real, I don't know what expansive means a lot of times either.
Yeah, I don't know what it means.
I thought they just said it because Jupiter's really big, and I'm like, oh yeah,
stop it.
Sorry.
Well, there is a story. So in Mesopotamia, in Babylon, this is Marduk, and he's the supreme god. I won't bore you with it, but prior to that, Jupiter is Enlil, and he's the god of everything between the supreme creator god or gods and the earth. So he's the master of the universe. He's the one who creates the constellations. He divides the night from the day, so on and so forth. He does all the things. And there is a story. So most of the time, if you read about him, like all the fate is decreed with Enlil or on. Like even the later kings, they would say like I was on the dais with or beside the throne of Enlil, and there's pictures of them holding his hand while they decree the fates and whatnot. So he's this god of supreme power, yes. But there is a story, and it's about how he got his consort. So the word Lil means storm, and whenever we have storms in Mesopotamia, we're looking at like raw fertility. So again, think of rain just like pouring down, wind battering. This is aggressive sexual energy. So he goes to he sees Ninlil, who already has the name of, Queen of the Wind, so like, it was bound to happen, I guess. But anyways, he wants her, and she's like, oh, but my lips are too little to kiss you. Oh, my vagina's too little for you to, do it or whatever. Like, she literally says that. So he does it anyway. This is the story. Like, he essentially, if you read a lot of the stories, they basically say like he rapes her and stuff. Well, we find out a little bit later that his mom or her mom actually set her up to go become like queen of the universe by seducing Enlil. So this speaks to some extent, and again, I don't see the expansive aspect, but we do see this where like Jupiter has it in it to be very pushy, very overbearing. Nobody ever talks about that negative side where it's like, I fucking want this and I will get it and I don't care.
Oh my God, I know somebody who has Jupiter right on the ascendant who is like that. I'm not you. You don't have this is somebody else. This is somebody else.
Mine is my
Okay, wait.
Yeah, but
wait, hold on.
Jupiter, Saturn. You have like a different.
Wait, hold on. Wait a minute.
Are on my ascendant. Hold on, but they are just beneath the horizon. But I am like that, and I'm like a I'm telling you, I'm a stereotype. So Trayton, when I send you my chart, you're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, that all makes sense."
Well, I was gonna say, look, y'all, when it goes in my first house, look, no, it's not gonna be like that. It's not gonna be like that. It's not gonna. I mean, yes, I'm definitely gonna go after my dreams, because, like, duh. But like, also, because I already feel that energy now, like within like these last little degrees of Gemini left, like I'm already feeling it. But
oh my God, I'm feeling like sleeping all the time, 10 hours all the time.
But
like
yes,
every night.
I'm so glad that you brought that up though, Abby, because like that's what I'm saying. It's like everyone keeps on, even like when I watch Dr. Nicole Rouse and stuff, and she was the anthropologist I was talking about earlier this year and stuff. Like she always keeps on talking about like, yeah, everyone keeps on saying Jupiter's the good time dad this, and Saturn is being made out to be the bad guy, but Saturn is actually the crone and the mother who's taking care of your butt and teaching you how to actually learn how to do stuff, and Jupiter is just being all willy-nilly and all this other stuff. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what it'd be like sometimes. So I'm just like, everyone do got smoke, especially like when I have Saturn in my first, like, come on now. Like, yes, everyone do be having smoke. And I just be like, okay, look, we're not gonna do this. Like, I'm not gonna tussle with you and you're not gonna tussle with me, but I know one damn thing is for damn sure. I'm running away, and I'm not gonna do, because I'm a Cancer rising. I'm not doing this. I'm not fighting you. Like, I will get crushed if I try to participate and come back. I'm not doing that. No. Like,
do you think
my shell.
Where your Saturn is like it depends on like how you can actually like show up for an argument. I thought it'd be more like I don't know, like maybe Mars.
Yeah, where's your Mars, Trayton?
My Mars is in Virgo. On the Vedic side of things, it would be in Uttara Falguni. Yes, it is combust because it was conjunct the sun and Jupiter at the same time. So like if y'all can pull it up right now. September 21st, 2004.
Ooh.
Say it again. September what?
September 21st, 2004. And then the time for my birth was 2:16 in the morning. Oh wait, actually this might give a different ascendant. Like, put Memphis put Memphis, Tennessee.
Yeah. Memphis. Daylight savings time? Yes, no, September, probably.
Oh man.
Wait, where is it?
September.
It should be.
I think it was September 20. You said September
1st.
when? 23rd?
1st.
21st, yeah.
Okay, yeah, we probably still had it. And then what time to what?
2:16 in the morning.
Okay. So, hold on one second for me. Let me pull this stuff up real quick. Yeah. What, where's your Jupiter is where? I thought you said it was beneath the horizon.
Oh, wait, it's Virgo. You gotta go to Virgo.
Oh, your Jupiter's in Virgo? Oh, I got you down there. Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
All of them together.
That's actually probably saving you from a lot of issues, to be honest, because that's a really rough placement.
Well, the sun
It
really
is. That's what I'm
mellows
saying.
everything
Like, oh
out.
my
Yeah.
god.
Well, yeah.
I'm glad I got that nice Saturn trine action going on. I mean, well, Saturn sextile going on, but still, like, oh my god.
Drayton, I would not call you a Cancer rising at all. I would not consider you a Cancer rising. You're definitely look at how dominant Gemini is above the horizon. You're all Gemini. That's like major Saturn. I'm not saying that Cancer isn't important. You got your Venus there, obviously. But the Saturn becomes more important over time. It starts to become more obvious over time. That would be my take on it, though. It's not a bad thing. But what I would tell you is the Saturn here. So like I would call this Saturn in Gemini. That's, and again, I don't really get hung up on the boundaries. I think this part, by the time we're already on this shoulder of Gemini, we're moving into it. So I think there's some overlap. But what this tells me is that your career success is dependent on you making connections with other human beings. Like that's a really important part. And when I say connections, I mean meaningful connections. I don't just mean like,
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I don't mean like me, a million people on LinkedIn and just hope for the best. I mean like reaching people on a deeper emotional level. But this close to the horizon makes the career that much more important. And then this close to Capricorn, or excuse me, my brain, Cancer, does put it like it is more coming from an internal place. But you'll get some of that too with Venus in there. So, but I would tell you, so this is my take on it. But so as you know, I'm sure you know, in the Mesopotamian system, this is your first house. This is your sixth over here. And then this is actually your 12th house. This is where everything's kind of leading towards. So with Venus down there, you're going to become more empathic over time, which sucks because you're already empathic anyways. Which is just going to intensify. But like this is like Cancer here is a very individualized constellation. And it's telling you like this whole journey that you're on is actually this journey of self-discovery. And it very much relates.
That's what I was talking about. That's why I use Canis Minor, like, because like you can see
gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Canis Minor, the lesser twin, so yeah.
Yeah, there's a connection to Anubis in Egyptian mythology too, which is related. Again, we're looking at like this whole portion of the sky is like underworld stuff. And I say underworld, spirit world, land of the dead, connection to the other side, the afterlife, things like that.
Most definitely.
You do have I know you didn't ask me to give you a reading. I just can't like look at your chart and not tell you the stuff since I'm looking at it. I like have to tell you.
Well, like the thing. Well, I want to say, like, I identify with like Cancer not just on happenstance, just because it says like I am, like if I pull up other charts, but I identify with it mostly because of, again, just like that first part of what I count to be in the Cancer sign, Canis Minor, like, because no, it's like my identity is not in the actual like constellation itself, but like it is within like the lesser twins, the Tunisian that area. And it's like, as I like kind of researched that, I was like, like when you say self-discovery, I'm like, that's basically what I meant by like people who are born with this, and even like on me relating to those people, like it's all about searching for something, because it's the creature that cannot be caught. It's the two twins that are like across from the shepherd of heaven, so but also, I mean, the Gemini thing, I don't know, like it makes me cringe a little bit because I'm like, well, Gemini is a masculine sign, and I'm like, I'm not really about that,
I don't know that. I don't think I don't think you can do it that way. I don't think it works that way.
Well, I mean, it's more so like a lot. I'm not using it in a modern like definition sense. Like I know masculine is talking about the appearance. It's talking about external things. It's not talking about like, necessarily someone's gender identity. But I'm saying like I resonate with those more like the more feminine energy of Cancer because like, again, like you said,
I don't see Cancer as a feminine sign at all. I don't get that at all.
Well.
So here's the thing. This is a good example. gender in astrology is very subjective.
Well,
A lot of the
well, then again, it's not. Yeah, it's not really about gender. I'm saying like the expression is not like, you know, like that's what I mean. I'm not talking about like identity because
sure,
I know
sure, I
how.
gotcha.
Yeah.
I actually see to me these two dudes right here who are basically just aspects of the same guy. They're the outer version that this Nergal Mars figure is showing the world, and it's the inner version. And this is him in a very vulnerable position. This is him this is him protecting the soft, squishy inside, where he falls in love, he feels passion, he feels fear, he weeps. He's like, where on the outside, he's got this very controlled, really just awesome version of himself. Like this is an individual showing that very like a different face that they put on the world, not in a deceptive way, in a way that protects like what's really going on. Somebody who's very, very sensitive.
Well,
This, in my
I
experience,
would agree with you on that. Yeah, I would. Yeah.
but this is the most empathic of all of the constellations in my experience. This is, to me, this, I don't see this as being a masculine or a feminine, or like, I also don't see the mercurial aspects that everybody talks about, like with the information. To me, this is all heart related. This is all, this is all deeper emotion. This is like, again, what I said before, a dominant Cancer is going to make you a natural empath, which I think sucks. Like I would not want to be, like I don't want to go through life being empathic and feeling everybody's stuff. With your Saturn here, though, this specifically puts the career into focus, which means that and again, I'm saying like career wise, you're going to have to reach people on this deeper emotional level, which something like this, what we're doing right now, is doing that. Okay, so whether you're so right now people in the comments are talking to you, like you're forming these bonds with people, right? Like we just met you through something like this. We just met you on YouTube, you know, like this is what we're talking about. Like it's building a tribe, it's building a community, but not in a superficial way, like you're trying to like lead someone into battle or just like build a cult around you to like worship you. It's not like that at all. This is a deep, meaningful connection. And this is what it's putting at the forefront. Now, that said, this portion of Cancer right above the horizon is still the underworld energy. But these two figures are protecting this, okay? So what this is like, this is the self, this is the identity. And what, like I said before, you still have your Saturn that is wrapped up in like you trying to figure yourself out. What I'm telling you, though, is this being at the end of the whole shtick, is that as time goes on, the Cancer energy becomes more dominant. Now, I don't know if you know about this or not, so I'll tell you and anybody else who's watching. This was called the seat of Anu. Okay, the seat is where like the god would sit and decree the fates. And An was the supreme masculine power of creation. So them telling you that this is the seat, this is code for saying that this portion of the sky is where all creation is decided, where like the conscious mind takes their attention, they direct it to something that is suddenly like that. This is the seat of their power. Okay. And what this tells you at the end of the chart is that you're coming into your power. This is you. Again, it's a very internal, subjective experience. It's a journey of self-discovery where you figure out as time goes on, and it becomes more and more noticeable over time. It's not quite as dominant out of the gate that like, oh, I'm the creator of my reality. I'm actually the one who's running the show. And like you step into like this God power. Now with the Venus being there, this is, in my experience, Venus is going to be like, it's also very empathic. It speaks to like emotional fulfillment. And this is just saying like, you have to be you. You can't be anybody else. Like you have to, if you try, you're screwed. Like you're fucked out. It's like, there's nothing you could do. You have to be you, unique you. And that means you have to understand you. You got to dig deep. You got to go into your underworld. You got to face all the darkness, all the demons, all the horrible stuff so you can become triumphant. And just like Mars does in the story, like he faces his fears to become the king of the underworld, and he gets all of like the treasures of that place too. So that's basically just this. That's all this part of the sky is saying in my experience. So but there's other stuff in there too. Like it gives you details up here at the very height of the sky, the time you were born. You have like raw creativity coming at you, but it's this from Aries. It's this nice combination from this fish of Pisces, the head of Ketis, in Aries too. So like obviously your societal purpose is very much related to creativity, but it's a lot of creativity that you're not going to do anything with. You're just going to be doing stuff a lot of the times. You're like, what am I doing? I don't even know. Like, what is this?
Well, yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. And that's also like what I've been trying to like work on too, because like that's even what I was trying to like, get at talking about earlier this year with Pisces energy, because a lot of times I do notice a lot of the signs that are more associated with constellations that are also associated with feminine energies. Yeah, like that's a big struggle. Like a lot of times it's hard for me to actually materialize a lot of things. That's like it's hard for me to actually do that and actually make it be something. I appreciate that you actually did bring that up though, because like that's exactly what it is. That is what it is. I do like a lot of stuff and just to do it.
Your moon
And
is on the
then
galactic center, right? Isn't that
yeah,
where it's at? So like that's pretty hardcore right there. I mean, we've been talking about the other side of the sky with Gemini and everything, but the galactic center and all of that is it's connected. The ancient people saw it as like one road or river that connected those two spots in the sky, and I think they're like solstice points too. So yeah, I mean that's a lot of psychic energy. That's a lot of like intuitive downloads and like you're getting a lot of feeling and information. Like it's hard to put it all into something. Like I'm glad you do art. What kind of art do you
yes.
do? Like
Well,
drawing, painting, like
yes.
digital, like
Mostly an illustrator, but as a studio art like student, like I also know how to work with clay. I also know how to paint. I also know how to work with wood too. I've done welding before. Digital art, yes, but that's most of like a lot of the times what I do
yeah,
nowadays. But
channel your raw like emotion into your work. I mean, that's really a lot of what I'm seeing there. Like, because you feel it before you do it. Like.
but
The
like
art that
like
comes
it
to
is
you
true. It's
feel
just
it,
like
it's like it's something that stirs up inside before you can actually like lay it out. And
like like I don't even be liking to draw any like thumbnails like before I do anything. I just like to just go at it like when I feel
yeah,
inspired to. Now I know like yes, I can
do
work on
that.
that because that's not ideal a lot of times,
No,
but
but sometimes what you can do, and this is what I do because I have like heavy ADHD. Start a couple of different projects and then go back to them later. Just have a couple like
oh yeah, that's
pots in
right.
the
I do
fire.
music.
Because I mean, I do that with writing constantly. I like write a whole bunch and then like this is garbage. And I toss it away, and then I come back to it like months later, and I'm like, oh, who left this gold here? It's me. I did this. I can't believe I wrote this. Like, I don't know. Are you the same way with your art at all? Like, do you get started on
Yeah.
something
Yeah,
and
I
you're like, I
literally
hate
do
it, and
that.
then you go back and
But
you're like, oh, I can work with this. I can work with that.
I mean, I know that I have to like focus like on like colors that I really like and stuff because I mostly just do stuff related to character design. Like when it just comes down to anything, I love character design. It is just my bread and butter. Like that is it. I love making these different, looking people who have all these different abilities. And like that's also if you can also see with my chart here, like that's also another thing, like too. I found that when I found out my Venus was in Aslacia, otherwise known as like the Hydra constellation and stuff, it's like for some, like I've noticed that even other people who have like sun placements there, moon placements there, yeah, all of us are really fashion oriented. All of us really love clothes. All of us really like certain color palettes. We like collaging things. Like it's a pretty interesting like thing to think about. But like going back to the original point, like yes, that's why career is a little bit difficult for me right now because it's like yes, I do want to work with people, but however, it's like I do get mixed signals whenever I'm still looking at the North Node in my 10th house or Saturn in my first. Like it gives me mixed signals, even though I mean like you know,
Well, the
when you
nodes
think
are
about it.
tricky. The nodes are tricky, and I'm still like wrapping my head around them because they can really, I don't know, I think they can really F with somebody. I'm always like,
But
I'm not
yeah.
gonna, yeah, oh, I won't get started on that, but yeah, the nodes. Oh, the nodes. They're fun.
I don't know
But
that you have to work with people. I think that you have to reach people on a
yeah.
deeper emotional level. So like,
Well, that's what I'm saying. I would love to know like how to do that more. Well,
Well,
actually,
you're
no,
young
actually,
yet, so you're beginning like where the experience starts. So you're going to have a lot of, experience in all of this. So by the time you hit your Saturn return, you're going to be like a little bit more confident. You're going to have a little bit more, excitement about the direction you're going in. Like those Saturn returns mean something. So like, don't put too much pressure on yourself to like all of a sudden out of the gate, become successful. Like, oh, I'm
well,
20
but
something
that's,
years old. I need to fucking just be like,
but, but that,
you know,
but okay, but
I get
it's
it.
just
I get
like,
it
but,
though. I
but
get
that's
it
what I'm
though, because
saying.
it can
That's
happen. It can happen. I'm not saying it can't, you know.
yeah.
But
It's just
be
like
patient with
yeah.
yourself, though. Give
I'm
yourself a break.
trying, y'all. I'm trying, but I just be like, I need to like. It feels like a lot of times, like especially going back to what Abby said about like making art and stuff. Like, well, yeah, like you know, but I feel like this time, like I'm a little bit more purpose driven because like I do have like a thesis, exhibition, which is something that every senior studio art student who is about to graduate does at the end of their semesters. Um, their last semesters, I should say. Um, and so I am gonna be making a video game. That'll be fun. But
Oh
I still
yeah.
think about like a lot of times, like I just, I do want to work with people, but at the same time, if I don't have to, I'm not necessarily okay with that either.
define work with
'Cause
people. Define what
work
that
with
means.
people, like socializing with them, being in a space with them, and being consistent in communication with them, like often. Um, there's too many times where I just feel like I'm at somewhere, like the same way that you were like saying about like even like my creative work, like and how that might go. Like that's the same time how it feels with a lot of people, and what I've also been understanding a lot too with Jupiter being like in Gemini especially, I've been realizing a lot more around like, okay, where is it that I come from? Like what community do I come from? Who am I around? Why am I around these people? Right? Like I learned that like I don't necessarily have to be so hating of the air sign energies, but I promise y'all, they be making me want to sock them in they shit. And Abby, I'm saying this like from a perspective of actually using like software to see these placements because no, like that's why I also cringe at Gemini too, because it's just like I I hear you on the empathy, but like when I hear that, I start to think about like how those people do have empathy, yeah, but they only have empathy for people who look like them, who sound like them, who come from a culture like them.
I don't
And it's
see
like
it.
if you
I gotta push back. I don't see it. I got a wide swath of human beings that I get to analyze their charts. And I don't necessarily think that's the case.
that's fair.
If we're
I
looking
mean,
at, so
they
here's
might
the,
have aspects, but it's just like I don't know, when it comes to a lot of that, it's like I think to myself like wow, I do have an aversion, but then I also understand too that I need those other people to show me one aspect or so about living, because it's like I also believe with how I do astrology, it's like I can learn so much from other people even if I don't like them. But like
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
thing, it's like going back to what I was saying though about working with people though, it's like yeah, but it's like I want to reaching people, it feels like a struggle because it's like it feels like I'm so far away from the people that I actually want to talk to. Like for example, like like when I first started like viewing y'all's channel and stuff, it's like I didn't want to come like from the perspective of coming as a student Like I wanted to come because it's like I want friends who can talk about this with me.
Oh
I'm
my
tired of
God, I know.
I'm tired of always going up and then having everyone be like, "Oh yeah, I don't really know what that means." But yeah,
I
you can
know. I get people who
you
are
can
like,
keep
who
telling me
taught you
about
how
it.
to do that? Like, I'll do whatever I want, lady.
Like, but then it's
Shut up.
also but then it's also just like the fact that you like surrounded by a lot of people who have like these really staunch and like kind of like rigid spiritual beliefs about things, and then it's like they believe that astrology is evil and all this other type of stuff. But it's like
Oh,
you don't even do it right. You don't even do it right any damn way. So like, what the fuck are you even talking about? Like, you bitches don't even know how to look up at the sky. But I digress. But like, you know.
It's okay.
Like,
It's
but
okay.
like
We've
that's
all been there before. We have all been there before. I get lots of people all the time that are like, I remember sitting down with my grandma and giving her like a whole reading. And by the time I was done, she's like, I am a Gemini though. I'm like,
but yeah, I feel,
okay.
but I do feel like, you know, those people, and it's true though. Like I feel
All
like,
of that resonated, but I'm a Gemini. Did you know that? I was like,
yeah,
oh.
but the thing is, they'll go back to tropical, and get the kicker though. The kicker is that even if they might be like a earth sign or a water sign in sidereal sense, they're still gonna identify with like the tropical, because what I noticed too is that people who are sidereal air signs, they love tropical astrology. I tell you, Abby, they love it. They
Really?
love it. They love it. They love it. Yes, they do. I promise you. I literally had a conversation with um um not only a teacher of mine, a ceramics teacher of mine, but I also had a conversation with like my advisor. And like I was literally telling her about this, like when we were scheduling like fall classes and stuff. She was like, yeah, I don't want to read anything it pertains to sidereal. I heard about it, but it said that I was a Libra and I'm a Scorpio, and I don't really know how to feel
But
Oh,
about
see,
it.
it's
And I was
okay,
just like,
always
this is a complex situation, though. We're not. I don't know that we could assign it to air signs. I really don't. I think this is a complex psychology, and I see it with
it
other
is.
people of all different kinds of
Well,
issues.
I will say that, yeah. I also see that type of mentality with fire signs. Like they'll be like, "Ah, I'm not a Scorpio, I'm a I'm a Sagittarius." Yeah, your Venus is in Sagittarius.
But
You're not
my
a
daughter,
Sagittarius, bitch. What are you
my
like? Don't
daughter,
piss me off.
we used to call her like we used to tell her she's a Sagittarius because that was her tropical sign. And she hated it. She was like, she called it the saggy titty. She called it the
The
saggy titty
Saggy.
sign.
Stop.
Well,
And
and
when I told her
that's
she was a
actually really
Scorpio, she's like, that's more like it. And she
that's
really
okay. So
is.
this is part of the issue, is that there are sexy signs and there are signs nobody wants to be. So if
Yeah.
you tell somebody that all of a sudden they're one of these lame, that they're a Capricorn, like, and they get bummed, because obviously nobody wants to be like the
Well,
stereotypical
yeah, they bought
Western
like,
But the
version. But like, so,
yeah.
but some of this is not an issue with people. It's they don't know the actual meanings of the signs. Some of it too is, so I don't think that we can get a lot off of somebody's sun sign. I don't know
well,
that
that's
really
what
is.
I'm saying, Abby. It's not even just that. Like I'm talking like, you know, because
Yeah,
like
you're
for
going through their
example,
chart. Yeah, I gotcha.
yeah.
Yeah. I get
It's just,
it.
but I see majority of those what I call masculine signs, whether they be air or fire, and then I'm like, I just noticed a pattern now. I just feel like, you know, when it comes to these people like who have the dominant fire, dominant air, you know, it's just like they just don't see astrology like that, and it's like I've always like
Yeah.
wondered why that was, and then I had to then when I questioned myself on that, because in the Lord of our year, I mean, in the year of our Lord and Savior, Jupiter and Gemini, you know, going back to over the definition of things, what do things even mean in the first place? Like, that's why I also had to say that, like, for preface, you know, when I'm saying masculine and feminine, I'm not referring to my identity. I'm just referring to like the
Right.
expression. And I
Yeah.
noticed that a lot of people who are more masculine, they focus on what is physical and what can be seen, as opposed to feminine people who are like, no, I can believe in something that I don't have to see it, but I can feel it. You know, like that. And that's basically like what I mean by that.
Well, this is an important time, for you to start writing these things down and getting them in the journal or on the blog, because more people need to know about where the planets actually are, what they're actually doing, and they can't, they don't know. They don't know. They're just like, I just know what the magazines told me. I know what the social media scroll told me. And they were bought, they were sold a bunk package. Gemini is an asshole. Every time you read about him, it's like they're very mercurial. They're very change their mind and two-faced.
I mean,
and that's
like,
so not true. I mean,
but then again, I do also want to say, to not to cut you out, Nick. I do want to
No,
also
go
say
ahead.
that, like, okay, I do have to admit, like, okay, we'll have like different experiences and stuff. It's just like,
Oh,
I think
yeah.
I'm also speaking from like other social experiences too, that lead me to believe these things about certain archetypes of people,
Oh,
however
totally,
their
man.
charts
I've
might
been in
be.
the salon for a lot of years, 15 years, and most of the people I didn't get along with, I thought were Cancers, were actually Geminis. So
Yeah, but that's what
I
I'm
was like,
saying though. It's
why though? Like, I'm the
but
coolest fucking
like
person ever. I get along with
the
everybody, but I could
but
not
it's
get
like the
along
thing
with
about
them.
it is like they will like I notice certain things about those type of individuals, and I mean like given granted, a lot of them will have those Ardra replacements, which is like, again, like I said, Beetlejuice, and that can also add to like maybe a little bit of their tude and their demeanor. But I don't know, it's just like when I see that stuff, it's like um it's like I finally started to understand something about like the modalities and then the expressions of the sign, because like as I went through people's charts and stuff, and it's like as I kept on seeing like in tropical, like where it would be like, oh yeah, you're a Leo this, you're a Leo that, but then all these people who are born in the early half of August are a bunch of fucking crybabies. Like, what do you mean? Like, what you mean they're Leo? Like, you know what I'm saying? But like, do y'all like see like like where I'm getting at? It's like, I feel like
Yeah, I
I
do.
know that people resonate with like certain planetary energies based on how their chart is, because I know that is the way for me. I mean, I'm an artist literally because I got, well, Venus in my first house. I'm flawless. I got Venus in Cancer in the Slatia part. The moon in my fifth house, which a lot of people say that's a fame indicator too, so who knows about that. But it's just like the creative energies, like it's not saying that it can't be the masculine signs, but I'm saying that like the empathy, the creativity that comes from a lot of those people, it's like those people are oftentimes the ones who are behind a lot of these things that are really popular and trendy and like really aesthetic. Like it, it's just like, you know that's how like I kind of always see it show up. I always look for just a few things. Like, even for example, for like Trump, for example, like you got Mercury in Gemini, a Leo ascendant, Maga Nakshatra, Mars in the first house. Like I'm just like, I'm like, it's just like I'm putting like picking up the pieces and I'm putting them together. And it's always a mess. It is always a mess, because again, like even when I am looking at the charts and stuff, of course, you can't just look at the charts and be like, oh yeah, this is the constellation. Yeah, because like no, even Trump has that parasitical activity going on. Like, for example, Sun in Taurus, he has his sun in the Marigashira Nakshatra. That is literally over again that's asterism, or that nebula that's like at the head of Orion, and stuff. And so it's like he's obviously not going to be as peaceful or stable or as nice as maybe other Taurus people might be. But that's literally because
Right?
he's over the Orion fucking constellation. Like if you pick up what I'm putting down, like
Yeah, I do. I do. He has a special chart. I think he was born on a eclipse or something like that
yes.
too. So I mean, he's got a whole bunch of stuff we could probably look at. But who has Kenneth Bowser just put together a really awesome video looking at Trump's chart, like when he was inaugurated, I think, or sworn in. the US chart, progress chart. He got a whole video out there on it. So I don't know if you watched it yet. I got pulled away when I was trying to watch it. So I'm gonna get back on it. You just reminded me to look. So
I'm literally still just trying to emotionally prepare for the incoming Saturn to Saturn opposition happening in just another 2 years. So I'm trying to
strap in because I got Saturn coming up right on my sun, and I've actually I feel really good about it. I feel really awesome. Actually, I feel like
well, that's great.
Yeah, I feel like I like better. Like I didn't think I would. I was dreading it like a year ago, and I was like, oh man, that's gonna change everything, isn't it?
You don't gotta dread any of it.
No, it feels so good. I'm like, I feel like a big old grown up now.
I'm screaming. But I don't know. I could be missing like some things. Like it's like, Abby, if you could actually just like give me some more stories to like look at, like about all the Babylonian versions of these constellations, and also you gotta
get Gavin White's Babylonian Star Lore is the best one.
Okay. Well,
Nikki?
I think it's free.
It's not free. It's like $30-$40.
Oh well, okay. Hey,
but
I mean, but also, it's just like Abby, I do know that you do have some sidereal fire that does sextile with these air sign placements that I'm talking shit on. My bad if you know anybody. But it's just like, I don't know. It's like,
it's a big thick book. It's a giant book. It's great. It's fantastic.
Oh my god. Okay, so I was.
But I don't know. I think
stuff too.
Yeah,
but I think I would. I think you could could you tell me about like why it is the reason why those people do the things that they do? Because I know you know the people that I'm talking about. Like it's just like they always be so rigid. They always be so like they don't always be going out of their way to be disrespectful. But when they do get disrespectful, then they want to play the victim, and it's we're not gonna
time out. Here's a problem, Trayton, that you're not seeing. Your midheaven is in Aries, okay?
Yes.
That is a part of the sky where somebody awesome gets totally fucked over, okay? When you have, and this deals with your societal purpose, this results in a lot of jealousy in the people around you. Now, they're not going to say why they're jealous.
Are you serious?
Yes, they're not going to say that they're jealous. They're just going to, it's a vibe, okay? And they get it, and it's in conflict with you, which means that a lot of these people are not necessarily the way they are with you. The way that they talk with is not necessarily how they are with other people, and you're going to get a lot of resistance.
But that's also what I'm saying, though. It's like literally every single time I'm sorry not to cut you off, but like you're also like you're really getting me out, because that's what I'm also saying. Like yes, literally that is what I'm saying. Like they do not go out of the they do not literally start out that way. All I can literally do is like literally just say hi to a bitch, and then like it'll be some random man just being grumpy out of nowhere.
You are like, totally like confirming everything, because I tell Abby this. I just show up and everyone's pissed off.
Yeah, and Nikki, you have your what? You have your Mercury and your Mars in Aries, yeah.
Yeah.
But Abby, it's like Abby, you are literally so correct though, because it's like they literally don't do that shit with everybody else. So that's what I'm trying to.
That it's not an issue in their chart. It's something to do with you, and not that there's anything wrong. It's a part of your placement, and it's a part of how they're affecting you. Listen, I have dissected thousands of charts, and I have not seen a correlation between the elements as they are. The signs are so more complex than just like an element or a planet or a modality.
I mean, I'm with you there. Yeah, because I mean, even being a Scorpio moon, it's like Scorpios don't live on water. They live in the sand. They live in the desert, which is why a lot of people who are Scorpio placements or 8th house placements deal with abandonment. Sorry, Nikki, didn't try to,
No, you're good. You're good. No, I mean, I've thought about that a lot too. Like I always thought there was going to be certain people in my life that would celebrate me, that would be there with me to do all of these things. And I've done a lot of things on my own. And yes, I've had people there to help and push me along, but I had to do a lot of stuff without validation, without knowing what I'm doing. Is it right? You know, and it's just it's a learning process, and you eventually learn to, you know, just be confident in your own abilities and your own way of doing things, because you realize that you don't have to rely on anybody else. Like, you are the power that is, and just roll with it and try it. And it's hard to imagine that, and it's easy to say it, because a lot of people like are always finding something wrong with them. Like, you know, like, oh, if I just fix this, then everyone will like me. If I just do this, then maybe I can blend in, you know, like we have these thoughts. It's weird, right? But we do this to ourselves. And once we like let go of that and just realize it's about us and it's not about other people, like, then you can like control and steer your, you know, your ship where you
Very
want
much
it to
what
go.
I was trying to impart with the Cancer beneath the horizon on the eastern
Yeah,
side.
and
That's
I got
exact
Cancer
same
in
thing.
my 12th house, so it'd be like first house if you go, you know, clockwise. But so yeah, I mean, I've got some sensitivity issues, you know, I got sensitivity stuff going on, but so I get it. But yeah, I mean, it's a
yes.
journey, and you're just starting. Like, you're just beginning. So
But
like, start
Abby,
journaling this
I
shit
didn't mean to.
down, write it
I didn't mean to
down.
cut you off.
Oh, no, you're good.
You can
Good.
continue to finish reading me for filth, because I needed to know that. I did need to know that, because it's like, that's, I've been suspecting that, and it's like every single time that I want to confront it, though, it's like the bitches just want to be disrespectful. So it's like, thank you for confirming to me that, like, I just got to beat somebody up, because like at this point, I just like, fuck them. Like, seriously, I'm not doing it. Like, no, like,
Yeah,
oh
it's
my
never
god.
been about everybody else. Like, that's what I discovered. You know, I was always bummed. I'm like, I'm never going to be a part of something. I never want to, you know, I was always like, and that was me. You know, and then I realized I was in the wrong area of my life, trying to make something work that wasn't working. And, you know, you're probably got the wrong people in your life right now that just aren't your tribe. I mean, that's
Well,
cool,
yeah, that's what
though,
I'm
for you,
saying. And that's
you
also a
know?
part of my Saturn and Pisces, Jupiter, Gemini story. Like, that's what, like, that, that's also two part of it. And it does always anger me. Yes, it does. Because it's like, you know, when I have to like get up and be like, oh my God, do I really have to interact? Do I still have to keep putting up with this bullshit? Like, what the fuck is going on? Like,
I know. I want to just isolate really bad and do a lot of self-care and not do anything. Well, not do anything, but
but
just
when
not do
that's your
anything I don't
whole,
want to do, you know?
but
Like,
but when that's your whole life, though, I'm like, because it's just like, no, that's been like the childhood story. I'm like, I'm done with that. I want to get out there. I'm tired.
oh my God, I wonder if this isn't Saturn in Ravati.
It is,
Have you guys
and I'm no
heard about
longer.
that?
Yes, and it is just like how this one person in KRS, he literally described it,
Yeah, that dude.
losing interest in like a lot of things that are just not spiritual. I'm like, yeah, I am, and I'm literally just throwing my hands up in the air, because I'm just like, oh my goodness, like, I want to do this art, I want to pump out this art, but I'm also really invested in doing this astrology series. God damn it, let me do it.
Do both, right? Do it all. Why not? You know, just take your time. That's what Saturn wants to remind us, to just take our time. Don't
But
rush.
Abby, why does why does Aries, the agrarian worker, the hired man, get fucked over?
Because
Why?
it's Cetus or Ketis. It's the Babylonian Enuma Elish, the Babylonian epic of creation. So she starts out as this loving mother who doesn't want to hurt her children, because her consort in the Babylonian version sees a plot, or they're making too much noise, so he wants to kill them, which is silly. Yeah. So she's like, no, we can't kill our children, and she, you know, she's just wonderful. Well, the whole story is designed to basically make Marduk, the Babylonian god, like the king of the pantheon. Okay. So they have to like change her character mid-story, and they turn her into like this terrible, vicious monster. She breeds a new race of they kill her consort, and she's distraught. And one of her other descendants, probably one of her sons or something, is like, well, let's breed a new race of gods and we'll go kill these other gods. And she's like, okay, let's do it, which is really weird, because she just got done saying like, please don't kill my children. But again, the story doesn't make sense. They gotta make Marduk the hero. So they she goes to kill all the gods go after her. They all try to destroy her. They can't. Multiple times they try to kill her. And they're like, nobody can kill her. It's impossible. So they get Marduk, and they're like, oh, Marduk's this brand new god, and he's just, like just wonderful and perfect. And he's like, well, I'll kill your enemy. Who's your enemy? Like, what man do you need me to kill? And they're like, no, it's not a man. It's a woman. It's Tiamat. There's no way you're gonna be able to do this. He's like, I'll definitely do it, but if I do it, you got to give me all the powers of heaven, like mastery of the universe. So they're like, okay, sure, if you can do it, So he does. He goes, and he there's some rape analogy in there. There's a lot of he doesn't, it's not overt. Okay, there's symbolism in there that results to like rape and destruction of like the female body and basically taking over the divine feminine, but that's a whole different conversation. We could do like probably like a 15-hour lecture just on that. But anyways, he rips her corpse apart, he cuts it apart, he creates the firmament and the earth and the rivers and the seas and everything out of her dead body. So basically what's going on here is Tiamat is the mother of all existence. She's the divine feminine. That's it. She's like the supreme primordial divine feminine. And she gets fucked over pretty bad. And not only does she get fucked over, but their whole society, the whole Babylonian society is like built upon her destruction. And we do
what? And you know what? Actually, because that just inspired, you know what? No, because that just inspired some divine feminine rage. I know we probably don't have long left, but I do want to say this because no, that has been something that's been pissing me the fuck off. Yes, I am the divine feminine bitch. Yes, there will be no one else other like me that has my placements, that has my name. And let me tell you one motherfucker. Let me tell the rest of these other effers something. Let me tell them something. The problem, that is the problem, because a lot of people, they want to be sitting over here acting as if, oh, you're not all that, you're not this, you just think you're all that, and then it lets you be a Virgo, then they really gonna think that you all that because you're free, because you're not tied to no contract, you don't do you help people out and you do what you got to do and you mind your own damn business and blah 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 blah. But then it's just like, when you are in your creation energy, when you are in that, feminine energy, it's like, damn, it's like some people really just don't even want to see you. Like some people really, like, even at school, it's like this person that I considered a friend for like a good amount of time literally just switched up on me for no reason. And I just don't even know what happened with him. I didn't confront him on it, but like, I just know that like it pissed me off. Or even just like this other guy who wanted to follow me, in line when I was trying to get some damn Panda Express at my damn school, sitting over here talking about some how you doing, and I don't even know he's talking to me because he didn't even say excuse me. This bitch wanted to sit over here and just do a bunch of crazy mess, just be doing stuff, and then I had to walk away feeling really uncomfortable. Then I come back on the finals week, I see his ass walk out of a classroom during their critique or whatever. He looks at me, he goes, and I said, excuse you? Who are you doing that at? Because first of all, you're the one who was being disgusting to me, sitting over here then trying to talk to me, talking about some damn, oh yeah, I'm just trying to spread the word of God and AI and all this other type of stuff. Bitch, first of all, AI and God wouldn't even be in the same sentence if you wanted to, so don't even do that. Thank you. But anyways, it's like, that's like, it's just like, I don't know what, like, it's like, Abby, you're triggering the divine feminine, because that's what I'm saying. Like, I do identify with that for that reason too, because that's what I even be seeing. Like, people need to understand that, even especially during the Saturn and Pisces, bitch, you cannot. And also too, with me being a Scorpio moon, take that as being a sign, right? You cannot think that you can just do whatever the fuck you want on this damn planet. You can't just roll over people. You can't just run over people. You can't just beat up on anything that you just want to, because bitch, it will fight back. It will send a scorpion to sting your motherfucking ass, slash you up and push you into the damn ocean. And I'm not fucking playing, like, for real. People don't think I will go there. And my thing is, I am a Cancer
karma
rising.
Police,
Yes. And my
police.
thing is, I do have Venus in my first house. No, I'm not putting my hands on you, but I definitely damn sure will be pulling out a magic wand and I will be casting all sorts of spells on your bitch ass, because I'm not playing. Like, I'm not doing it.
I know. I always joke around with the guys at work. I'm like, if I could just raise a, army of the dead, I think I could stop everything going on right now in the world. It's evil, And they're like, that sounds pretty evil. I'm like,
Like it gets like it does like yes
Scared the
it
shit
does
out
get
of
on my
them.
nerves, but then to just know that like people want this divine feminine energy because in the way that they want it is it's like they want to come to you when they're feeling emotionally down, they want to come to you when they need advice or something, they want to come to you when it's like, oh my god, can you talk to this person? Yes, people will literally send me to go talk to people for them. I don't do it, but people will literally send me to do that, and I'm just like, oh my god, they want to come for all these other type of things, make it seem like you're not even valuable. And then also too, even for, and yes, Abby, I'm still on the air sign ass people's neck because first of all, this was like, that like, I'm sorry, my like literally my ex literally was fucking Swati Venus, Swati Mars in my like seriously doing all this damn gassing me up, doing all this damn bubbling up, but not showing no damn action behind it, not putting nothing behind it, not doing nothing, just blowing smoke up my fucking ass like an air sign always would, because like that's exactly what the fuck they be doing. Like I'm just like, I cannot stand. When I tell you I can't, I'm trying to forgive Abby. I am.
Oh
But
my
when I
God,
tell you,
it's
when
okay.
I tell you, when I tell you, when you told me, when you're telling me this story now, I'm like, it's literally piecing things together because I'm just like, that's exactly what it is. That is what it is. And it's just like, I want to opt out, but I also know that me being a Virgo, I can't just opt out because a lot of us do that. A lot of us do that when we get too frustrated or tired with anything. We just say, nope, can't do it, want to opt out, and then possibly want to just go off into the woods or whatever. And I do not want to be that Virgo, but like I tell you, Abby, I tell you, it's hard. It's hard.
Oh, I
It is
know.
hard.
I know. I
Like
for
it's
sure
hard as
know.
shit. Like I'm shit.
I think
You
about it
got
every
this.
day. I'm like, man, it would be so easy to just go, build a little house right in the woods. No one would ever know I was there. I'm just self-sufficient and just never talk to another
And
person. That'd
then
be so easy.
while you
Okay.
mentioning the TMI, it's like, yeah, like literally, I've been correlating that back to my Venus because that's exactly what it is. Like I keep saying, not everyone likes reptiles, not everyone likes snakes, not everyone doesn't even like fucking sea monsters to be so fucking for real. And it's just like I'm tired of that. I want to find the people who do like my snake ass, so
Yeah.
we can get things going on. Like seriously, I'm tired of it because then if people want to be like, you're fake this, you're fake that. I'm just like, well,
That's
Just
I'm
be the
sorry.
that's
I'm
just
just
be
trying to.
the sea
projection.
monster, man. Just
That's
be the sea
projection.
monster and take
Yeah,
up
and
space.
Well,
that's the story. So like if there's a moral to take away from that, and this is especially true as far as your midheaven goes, like your highest point in the sky, that's where it's at. That's what it's all about, right? So but that story is if you just lay down, they're gonna fuck you over anyways. So you gotta fight. You gotta fight and don't again, like Nikki said, don't try to, or I said this too, don't try to be somebody else, don't do anybody else's thing. Figure out your own stuff and fight for it because you're gonna get hate. You are. It's not your imagination, but I don't think it's sign specific. Was my point. I don't think that's what's going on.
yeah, I got that. I got that. Well, thank you for that because I'm just like, oh my god. And I'm sorry, y'all. I literally just spent a whole minute like making that all about me.
No,
But
you're good. You're
I
good.
got, I
Hell
got so
yeah.
heated. But
But
I
it's
can
a
tie it back.
reflection of like what's really going on astrologically, like a
Yes,
real
because
like
that's also what I've been
astronomical
saying.
look at it. And I think that's awesome. I've been looking
Yeah.
at my chart too, and I'm like, what's going on?
But then that's also what
I'm
I'm
gonna look
saying
at it.
too. Like
A lot of
even when we're
change
having
happening.
like Saturn and Pisces, for example, in this current transit, because like it also, I'm so ready for this shit to get out of my ninth house. Y'all, like you can't even. Well, you probably can't imagine. Like, oh my goodness, like. This is not for the weak. I promise you, when it's like when I go to school, it's like, I'd be like, "Ah, yeah, I can do this. I can do this today. I'm going to have a good day. I do end up having a good day, but then I barely get any fucking work done. And I'm like, oh my God, I just can't even bring myself to do it anymore. I'm just like, I can't do this. If I know this bitch over here is acting weird, if I know this bitch is acting weird, if I know this bitch I can't do it. I can't do it. I cannot do it. Like I try to just, you know, you know, be Cancer, be fun, be imaginative, be light, warm, welcoming, and it's just like I truly am those things. It's like, it's not like they're seeping rage out of me, but like there is definitely rage, like on the internal sense. And I guess this is where my Scorpio moon comes out, but also my Mercury and Leo squaring my Scorpio moon. fucks me over too, because it's just like, well, damn, it's like I'm sitting over here pacing back and forth, going back and forth between in my head and then, you know, speaking it out. And it's just like, it's just like, I just can't. I can't sometimes. But I'm
Yeah,
working
some of
on.
that is also if the environment is full of a bunch of insecure people, like just the nature of the environment. I mean, you're more likely to get people who are going to project and just suck. But that goes back to what I was talking about before. Like, you got to find your people, and they are few and far between. I'm sorry to say, that's just how it goes.
Well, yeah, I expect it, because I mean, even always looking up like stuff related to Scorpio moon. Like I looked up the Vedic Jesta Pada 4, you know, and I was looking at that for a while, and it was like, oh, yeah, these people don't have, like, they have very few friends and blah 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 because of all this family karma stuff. And I'm just like, damn. I'm like, okay, well, like whatever.
Yeah, but do you
Like,
really like how many friends do you really want? You know, because I mean, it can get draining when people are blowing your phone up all the time.
I don't mind having few. I don't mind having few friends, but that's like what I'm saying. It's like I don't like just always being a tag along, and that's what it's been feeling like, and that's why I partly also have an issue with the
Ooh.
damn air signs, because every single fucking, I mean, I'm telling you, Abby, I'm telling you, every nakshatra, every fixed star, every bitch I can find that has an air sign, I'm telling you, they do that shit, and it pisses me off, because the thing is, it's like you're saying, like jealousy, like in my environment, but like the thing is, the people don't even like, it's just like a lot of times what I was saying when I was saying like they'll blow smoke up my ass, it's like sometimes they won't even like me for real, but they just going just to me, and convincing themselves, literally deceiving themselves as to why they're even going to me in the first damn place. Like I kid you not, like literally being in school so many damn times, having people call you bestie this, bestie that, but the only thing that they ever want from you is, what do we go over in class today? Can you give me some notes?
Right,
Can you
right.
I'm just like, see, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, I hear you on the jealousy front, but at the same time, I'm also just saying like, okay, but like, you know,
But you know,
I
the
still feel,
connections you want to make are good. You want more deeper like connections.
Yeah,
So because
yes,
a lot of a majority of the people you meet are going to just have superficial
but that's what
connections.
I'm
So
saying. Like, that's why I keep on saying, because I keep on seeing that, whether it be like for recent examples, and I mean the only air sign placement I'm even remotely okay with at this point in my life is either Venus or the moon in Libra and Chitra and Swati nakshatras. That's it. That's it. The rest of these bitches can go. Fuck them. Like, no,
you're like, that's it. I'm narrowing it down.
That's it. Or
These
maybe
are
it
the
may be
people
it may be it may be Aquarius, maybe Shatabishta, maybe
Oh my
Shatabishta. But
god.
the rest of these other I don't know who told these Geminis they can just get in my face all the time, because I'm tired. Like they always want to be some they do, and Abby, I know you don't believe me, but like
You're
they
like,
do,
I will
they
prove
really
it. I
fucking
will prove
do.
it.
They literally fucking do. I promise you, like literally my general manager has done that sometimes. One of my coworkers literally have done that, and they're still working there, mind you, literally. And then also too, again, ex, and then also other people at school. I'm just like, I go through these people's chart up and down. I keep seeing that same shit again and again and again, and I'm like, man, I be actually trying to hold it. I be trying to hold it, but man, I just want to.
Well,
Like,
we will definitely have to reattack it at a later time, because I got to go in a second. But
yeah.
I would just say that people's complex behavior is rarely has anything to do with like one sign or another. Like it's a holistic situation, and I know you know that. So I don't know. I don't want to say I'm skeptical. I need to see the data. That's what I need. I would have to see it.
I'm gonna show you that data too. I'm gonna show you that data too, and I'm gonna pull up them damn because I'm ready. Because all three of us can drag them bitches together. Because I'm not playing about nothing. Like, we can drag all of them. I don't care. Because seriously, fuck some of them. Like, I don't know what be wrong with them.
Sounds like you were ready for summer vacation. Like,
yeah,
I'm ready to light somebody's ass on fire, because like somebody gonna die today is not gonna be me.
I
Not
swear
today.
it's the Pallades, man. It is active in everybody's life. It is active. The littlest
Thinking, I'm
things
like,
started it like just fucking getting me a little bit. So I can totally relate to your energy.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I literally
No,
just
you're fine.
ranted. This is literally what I be
good.
sounding like a lot of the time. Like I literally be sounding like this a lot of time because it just be making me. It be making me like so like.
Let's make
Oh
plans to meet again
Yeah.
sometime, you know, and we'll
Yeah.
compare it then. So
Yeah.
we'll compare it and see if we still feel like
I'll find
I
some
could
nice
just-
YouTube videos to give to Abby so she can put these up on the screen so we can drag these bitches because I'm not playing. We dragging them. We're dragging them today. I'm not playing. We're dragging these bitches today. Like,
I love it. I love it. Well, we'll have you back for sure, and I'm
for
really
sure.
excited for the next time because I want to see. And I'm going to pull
Yeah.
your chart up on my software and look at it.
Yeah, thanks for jumping on. Remind,
Yeah.
email me, because I might forget. I got a lot going on this week, but I'll send you my chart too, or my birth details, and so I'm sure Nikki will too. If you take a
I
look,
gotta
like
send
for
mine.
sure though, I'm a stereotype, so it's so easy to see all that stuff. But you guys will be back next week, same time, same place,
Bye,
11 a.m.
everyone.
Eastern. Yeah, thanks again. Be sure to register for the upcoming